Yeah.
Mega leadership. So it's like mega but leadership style.
How is that leadership, not mega leadership?
Yeah, and we are at mega leadership, which is like our mega contradict. So.
Good morning, everybody. We're gonna get started with Jason Abrams.
Hey guys, Jason Abrams, and I'm coming to you. And the question that I got asked was, why do real estate agents send so much stuff? Now, I'm not saying that they all do, but here's the reason why, and why you need to understand in 3 minutes or less how this whole thing actually works. You see, every single consumer that buys a home is living on this. This is not what the market does. This is what their life does. This is the day that they buy a house and all of their wildest real estate dreams come true. This is the very next day. Wah, wah. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, most people, as a matter of fact, nobody other than institutional investors buys a home the day after they buy a home. It would be awkward. But they do buy a home again. As a matter of fact, we know that the average person will buy 2 to 3, maybe even 4 to 5 houses during their lifetime. So we can just keep drawing this. And then maybe they buy a vacation home over here. But here's the in this country, in the United States, the time between here and here when they buy, that's 3 to 7 years, depending on your marketplace, which means that from here to here, it's 3 to 7 years as they get closer to doing business with you again, which means real estate agents have to find a way to stay in relationship with people for 3 to 7 years in the hopes of doing business with them again. So just think about that for a minute. Name one other industry where people stay in touch for that long in the hopes of doing business with somebody again. But here's really what's interesting. When the consumer gets right here, something amazing happens, and it's called the law of emotional proximity. The way that this works is when you want something badly enough, you're willing to do business with whoever's closest to you at that time, either physically or emotionally. You know this to be true. Think about when you go to a shopping mall like a Nordstrom's and you walk in and then someone says to you, "Can I help you?" And you say, "No, I'm good." What happens 12 minutes later? Well, a certain percentage leaves the store, and the rest of them now need to get into a fitting room. So here's my question. In that moment, when you want to get into the fitting room, do you care whether it was the person that you met at the front door or anybody with a set of keys will do? Go ahead, answer that. I'm waiting. Right, anyone with a set of keys will do. Friends, that's emotional proximity. And you realtors out there, you just admitted that you practice it. So please don't get mad at the consumer because they do also. So here's a better question. Not how do I stay in touch this entire time, but how do I make sure that I'm right here when I need to be? That's called being in the right place at the right time more often. And the only way to do it is to be human with more people more often. And if you want to know how to do that, friends, that's in a different video. Now you understand the cycle. Thanks. Hey, like that one. Or how about, or don't like it. And then put into the comment why. I'd love to hear that. Anyone want to argue with that logic? I dare you. If you liked it, you liked it. If
No, Jason, that's enough. All right. I found a bunch of those things he's done, so we're gonna start throwing those in at the beginning or end of team meeting. We're gonna shift real quick. Carrie, come on up for a second.
In May and June, we have a power pack training schedule. And I
Yes,
say
we do.
power packed, we have guest speakers within KW, non-KW coming to present at our market center. And Carrie Wirsch had the opportunity to get Aaron Hurd, who's an executive level MAPS coach, to come visit our market center in person. So think James Shaw caliber, plus a little bit more too. And he's gonna be here in person, May 31st. And Carrie's gonna tell us about the class.
Yeah, so Aaron Hurd, he's an executive MAPS coach. He was Jen Davis's coach for, I think, 5 years before she moved to Zuber. I started coaching with him. He's, I think, my second coach. I started coaching with him in 2018 when Adam and I merged. And so grew my business from 104 buy-side transactions to 264 in 2021. Last year we did 232. So wealth of knowledge. He's super, super amazing. And he's going to be in person, which is super cool. So
Not Zoom, live in here.
in here.
Yeah.
And I don't know that we'll record it or not. We kind of talked about it, but we haven't. It's only going to be a 2-hour class, and it's called 10 Steps to Triple Your Business. So he is just no nonsense, straight to the point. You guys will love him. He's amazing. He's got tons of energy. He is an Ironman. He's done half Ironmans. He's actually training right now for a 50 miler in July. So he's just like an amazing human. So definitely want you guys to be here. I will be here. It'll be a great class, tons of value, and I'm excited
How
that
do you
he's
spell his
actually
name?
in person.
What time?
ARON.
10 to 12, May 31st.
And we got a flyer
It's a
coming up on
Wednesday.
it a little bit
Yep.
too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, next Wednesday, 10 to 12.
And
So-
Carrie's actually writing a buyer's course with Aaron. So
Yeah.
it's truly like a high caliber of instructor coming, an executive level maps coach. When we talk about that, it's more that it's a higher price point and a higher clientele. And so they're very niche coaches on how they're coaching their clients. And it's like 4 steps from like entry level of coaching into where I'm even at. So it's truly refining your talent and mastering that.
And
So-
you're putting together a class for that or the?
So 2 things. One, if you know who Cody Gibson is, that was his partner. He actually grew and did his expansion. That was the beginning of expansion. So I mean, he's been into this for a really long time. But yes, I'm writing a course. And basically Aaron and Jordan Freed and we've been doing this buyer agent mastermind, and it's called Buyer Agent Mastery on Facebook. And so if you guys aren't on there, jump on there. The 3rd Thursday of every month from 1:30 to 2:30 Central Time, we do a Zoom, and it's just like things that are going on in the market or tips and tricks that are kind of working in the market that we're constantly evolving and moving
Because it
into.
keeps changing on us.
It does. So we actually are creating a buyer, it's a 6-course thing where we're going over like the strategy session, going over if you're trying to build a team within a team, how to do those showings, the contract to close, how to present your offers, how to win your offers, and then, how to follow up. So it's a 6-course, it's 6 classes. It'll be, I think, 6 weeks. I don't know. We're trying to figure out
That's
how to
exciting.
do it, but yes, I'm writing that right now.
So we have high level people right here in our building that are teaching things. Wow.
Yeah.
Take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Aaron, next Wednesday.
Yes, next Wednesday.
May
See you guys
31st,
all
10
there.
to 12 here. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
All right. You guys.
All right, everybody, let's say hi to each other. So if you're online, hello, internet world, you've got a direct message, 2 people you don't know. Everybody in here, you have 1 minute to meet 2 people you don't know. Timer starts now.
T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 minus 20 seconds. Ten, nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Into your seats. Yes. Yeah, so I'm almost ready. Come on, simmer. All right, every week we look at our MVVP. This week we look at our values, which are,
God, family, and then business.
so everything we do is in that order. If you try and do business first and then squeeze in God, then family, it won't work. You got to do them in this order. And that's what we try and do throughout everything we do. It's not just about a place to work, it's about a whole lifestyle. All right, and every week we do a mission moment. And last week was Landon. You want to read what he said on who he nominated?
Yeah.
If I can.
Hopefully my coffee's kicked in for words. Okay.
Right there. Okay, so this week's winner is.
Lee Skiles. Oh, Lee's not here today. Okay. So Lee showed up in a big way on Red Day, as he does every year. Lee is always available to lend his wisdom, and his loyalty to KW is as good as it is. Yay, Lee!
Okay, so since he's not here, we all got to text him. Get your phone out. And we got a little video. You're going to see part of him too in a second. So his phone number is 417-818-7481. And he will get the traveling Steffes trophy for 1 week, and he will get to keep this one. Where'd it go?
It's right here. It's hidden.
Okay.
The little mini
He will
man.
get to keep the little one also. So again, part of it was what he's done with Red Day Forever. And how many of you have seen the video that went out on Red Day, the big 3-minute one? All right, we're gonna watch it anyway. Here we go. So we'll check this out, and you'll see Lee and Evan on here. We gotta get this back.
So today we were kind of thinking about the first Red Day. We think it was established in 2006 and 2007. I was team leader at the time. Evan DeShong, EA Group, Keller Williams, about 21 years here with the firm.
Hi, I'm Lee Skiles, and this is my 18th year with Keller Williams. Red Day is a thing with Keller Williams Realty all over the United States. And when we were first asked to have it, there wasn't a lot of information put out on what a Red Day should be. And he said, it's where we're going to go out and do community service.
Yeah.
What kind of community service could we do? We didn't have lots of notice, so we went out and we worked with all the Head Start through OCAC that year.
It was an opportunity to go back into the community of which we live and serve. It was great. It really bonded agents together. We had time for small conversations to get caught up on relationships and friendships as we painted walls and trimmed bushes and just brought the entire agency, the brokerage together.
We did the work,
Yeah.
and they were so happy to have a group like us come in and do all of that because they did not have the manpower to do that for themselves.
It still required effort the next year and the next year and the next year, but people just automatically bought into it. It was just a great opportunity to put down everything, commit to serving the community. And today, here we are, building beds for kids. It's just amazing.
And the amount of people that we've helped in this city and the amount of organizations that we've helped through doing this, it has been absolutely awesome. It's been an honor to be able to be part of it.
So appreciate your support this year and the coming years as we have an opportunity really to serve other people. And that's what it's all about.
I love that video. We've shared it out so many times. I see people applauding. Go for it. Give that a round of applause. People weren't able to be there that day. Can they still be part of Red Day and getting the beds out?
Yes, so this is so exciting. In about, well, a couple weeks, Larry thinks it'll be close to July before he's ready for bed delivery, but we can sign up and be part of the bed delivery. No kids will be able to be present just because it's kind of sensitive nature. But if you have older ones in your family, older, like young adults, that would probably be fine. There will be a sign up sheet and there will have to be crews. So somebody from Sleep in Heavenly Peace has to accompany a group, and generally it's a group of about 8 that goes and delivers these beds. We've got 94 beds to deliver. So, and if he's gotten more applications, we could have up to 100. So sometime in July, we'll start to sign up for that. Anybody that wants to be a part of bed delivery day, just get a hold of me and we'll make it happen.
Awesome.
So you all are amazing. Thanks for your work with that, and thanks for what we're gonna do later on. Okay.
So today we were kind of thinking about the first Red Day.
All right, vendor guide. We have some people here who are vendors. I've seen it. Raise your hand. Right here in front. Stand up real quick. Give us the 30-second who you are and what you do.
I'm Christina Ferrante with 417 Home Loans. I'm your lending lady for life. If you have any mortgage needs, come see me.
Awesome. Okay, Adam.
Adam McGrath with Compare On Insurance Agency. We're a full service insurance brokerage and we love helping home buyers figure out what insurance options are best for them.
Before we jump to Casey, I don't see anybody online. Now we jump to Casey.
Casey Cooper with USA Mortgage. If you have any questions in lending or anything, come have a conversation with me and we'll see what we can fix you up.
Anybody else? Anybody else? After the meeting, make sure you visit with these people. They come here to help you, so learn and use them. Jim and Don, what do you have for us today?
Based on our last week, the best advice I can give you guys is make sure you don't put any branding in your photos on the MLS. And make sure if you put a phone number on a sign, that the office phone number is on that sign as well.
One big thing they've realized, if you have a link to a video and it goes back to your YouTube page or anywhere down the sequence where you're branded, someone's gonna ding you for it. So make sure any video you put up, there's no branding link anywhere, even to where it's coming from. So that's,
If anybody figures out a simple way to do that, make sure that everybody else knows, because it's kind of hard to. Now, the internet works, you ultimately going to end up at my page or whatever.
so Vimeo,
Vimeo is the best way I've found of what getting dinged, yeah.
I can get somebody to write that up, because
okay,
really don't know how to avoid that. And then also documentation, right? We get everything, every time you do something wrong, according to the board, we get a copy of that. So if I forward that to you, that means I don't think you looked at it the first time. Make sure you do that, because if we get 3, then I have to write a response to the board. If we get 4, then Don and I have to go to a hearing at the board to explain why you're failing to do your work.
and you don't want to do that.
No.
And we have our broker quarterly meeting at the board on Thursday and the commission will be there. So next team meeting, be prepared. We may have a lot of things we have to tell you.
Yeah, because I saw something about fair housing that we're all gonna be required by NAR. So we'll get, that info will be coming out soon too. All righty, don't call people you're not supposed to. Again, do not get sued for doing that. Calendar, so we're almost at the end of May, and like Rachel said, June is the book. Wow. that was
Fisher
fun.
team.
So Don has a HUD class today. Quantum Leap, this next week, is Brian in here? That is an amazing class. Make sure you're on that. Also notice Market Center is closed for Memorial Day. I think you know that, but we like to make sure, because we've learned if you don't tell people, they don't know things. So
And do you have the slide for the professional series?
I do. Well,
Okay.
we don't have a slide, but we got a,
Okay.
yeah, we do. Never mind.
Okay.
We got a slide for the flyer.
Next team meeting though, that's the vacation rental master. plan.
Right.
So that's not on the calendar, but next week at our team meeting, we're talking all about vacation rentals, what to know, what to keep in mind, what to look out for. We have the optimistic side of it. We may have the pessimistic side of it. You're welcome.
It's a
And
class and mastermind. So it's part of team meeting, but it's going to have all kinds of things.
Yep.
We've got 2 or 3 people here who own them, who've run some of the government side of it, which is weird. I found this book, which I read while sitting at one of my vacation rentals this last weekend on the beach. And I realized, holy crap, I thought I knew some, but I don't. There's so much. And you know, I don't read much. Look at all these spots that I marked.
oh, bookmarks.
So, but that class, we're gonna have Brahms breakfast next Tuesday at 9:15. Team meeting starting right at 9:30. So it'll be team meeting real quick and then that whole class.
Yep. So make sure you get on your calendar.
Yep. I miss. Sometimes all right, Mousy, I still love that laser.
It's a little.
Okay,
things,
save the
breakfast
date.
Burritos and lasers.
That's right. Proms and lasers. Okay, tell us about tonight. You
Today
noticed-
is an exciting day.
So during the red day, did you notice I was already dancing?
Oh,
That video?
no.
Yeah.
Okay, so, tonight is our 20th anniversary celebration.
Woo-hoo!
So, big day, really exciting. We hope that you all can be there. It is a free event. It's for your whole family. We will be at Classic Yard, which is the new indoor game facility with Classic Rock, and the Riff is attached to it. So we'll be there from 5 to 9. There'll be food. Everybody will get 2 drink tickets from the Market Center. We're gonna do a big giveaway for being there. There's games, and then from 7 to 9, the Mixtapes, who is the 90s covers band, will be playing live. So we would love for you to be there. Please come invite other agents that are not in this room that you would love to be a part of it. So if you know one of our agents that's not here, text them and say, I would love for you to join me tonight at our 20th anniversary party. It's a whole big celebration. We have celebrities showing up. For those of you that don't know who a celebrity, it's a Keller Williams celebrity. We will have celebrities there tonight. The Judy Johns and her husband, Coach.
Wow.
So we'll be
Yay.
in attendance. And for those of you that don't know who Judy Johns is, she is the matriarch that started the whole greater Heartland region for Keller Williams, and she is an investor in our Market Center. Full of love and joy. Sometimes you see her commenting on our internal page on different posts, little hearts, love yous, all that. She's an amazing woman and she will be there tonight. So I would love for you all to be there.
So you in internet world, there's a digital sign up that Nicole just threw on the screen. Those of you here in analog, we have analog sign up. So if you didn't sign up, it's not too late. There's coming up 1 down each side. Make sure we get these back. And even a pen.
And if you've already registered, you don't need to sign up again. We
Yeah.
have you. But if you're gonna come, then put your name and how many is gonna be a part of your family. But again, text your fellow agents that aren't here and say, I'd love to see you tonight, because it's a big celebration for everybody's successes from what you all have done.
Exactly. All right, going on, more calendar stuff. Quantum Leap. I see that Nicole had put the link in there already. She put it again, great. This is one of the best mindset classes there is. And it's not just for real estate people, and this is more for young adults on this one, correct?
Quantum Leap changed my life. When I took it with Gene Rivers in 2019 in the middle of a tornado in Dallas and he wouldn't break the class. It truly changed my life, because you're talking about what you want for your life outside of just real estate. Why are you in real estate? It's to help build the perfect life, and what does that look like for you? And so I can't stress this class enough as to why you should be in it. And please come, be supportive. This is Brian's first time teaching it. We would love to be here and show up for him so he can go and start teaching this at other market centers as well.
Absolutely. And honestly, where she was taking that class was safe. I mean, they were in Texas Stadium.
Nothing touches down in Dallas. We already know that.
There's no
He's a Cowboys fan,
Yeah, so
so.
that hurts, but it's the truth. All right. Okay, here's the class that Carrie was talking about, 10 steps to triple your business. How many of you would like to triple your business? No, I'm good. I just want to stay where I'm at. Good enough is good enough. Mediocre.
And when we say triple your business, we heard it from James Shaw last week. It shouldn't be just about getting more unit count this year. It should be taking market share.
Yeah.
So how can you take 10 steps to triple your market share in right now's market?
So that class is coming up, like Rachel said, June, and we're starting June next week. So technically summer starts the day after Memorial
You can
Day.
tell Mike was on vacation. Add words here.
So I didn't have.
He was working on vacation. The beach was calling his name.
I fixed all those. Dang it. Oh, also, this is correct. Real Tour Property. I thought it was a spelling error there. That is his company's name, Real Tour Property.
Oh, yeah.
That's kinda
I had to
cool.
double check that too.
Yeah, that works here. Okay, it's gonna be June. Shanna, come tell us what Ignite is.
Oh, okay. Bring the energy. Ignite the fire. Oh, yeah.
You notice all the leadership team is wearing our Buffalo shirts today.
Charge the sword.
Yes, okay, so raise your hand if you've ever been to an Ignite. Did it change your life? Did it get you started on the right track? Anybody who wasn't a new agent and took Ignite, raise your hand.
Yeah.
Did it bring you back to where you needed to be, and did it change your life and your business?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so the rest of you guys should be there. Whether you're new, whether it's been a while. Last year, we redid all the content. It's 20 sessions, 4 hours a day. We take it Monday through Friday, except for holidays, and we bring in some of the best agents in the market center. And we try to change it every session. We try to have these at least 2 times a year. So with this particular one, we're going to take you from starting your business all the way through lead generation and all the tactics that you need to be a rock star agent. And on the other end, we're going to have you help plan out your future and what your next steps are.
But I got my real estate license. It told me everything in school.
No, it didn't.
Meets and bounds.
It told you about code of ethics and sign out
And agency agreements.
and grievances committees and things. It
Yes.
didn't tell you how to be a rock star agent. It didn't tell you how to reach out to people and be in more places at once and use all the KW models and systems to get there faster. So if you haven't done it, please sign up. If you have done it and it's been a while, please sign up. If you did it last time and didn't come and didn't complete it, sign up. It's amazing, I promise. And you don't have to listen to me the whole time, because I found speakers that are better than me. So
Yeah, it's our top agents that teach it. People like Carrie, who was in here, and different agents from all our different teams, they rotate around. You're learning from the best of the best. And there's a digital sign up on the internet world and analog. Here we go again.
awesome. Thank you, guys.
We've learned some of you sitting in here will forget by the time you leave the room. So, sorry, Mark.
And when we talk about the market changing, when you learn it in Shift teaches us how to get back to the basics. And that's exactly what Ignite is. It's how to make the fundamentals cool again.
Wait till you see one of the GSBR slides today.
Oh, okay.
Maybe something else. All right, another class. So during team meetings all of June, and you'll see a slide of this in a second, it's called the Professional Series. We have a different focus each month or each week. This one, I did change it.
Cool. Add
Gary?
text here.
Gary Keller says you can be anywhere you want to be in 5 years. So Mike Dooley is coming in. He's teaching.
Mike Dooley is an OP in the Northwest Arkansas Market Center, and he has a large mega team down there. So he's gonna come for our team meeting on June 13th, and we're gonna do an interview about his background and what he's been able to accomplish down in Northwest Arkansas. But then right after, he's gonna teach this class on how to build $100 million real estate business in 5 years. So it's a great connection to know, a great referral partner to start making, but then you can also be here to learn from how he has scaled his team to where they're at now.
Yep. Okay, so here is the professional series. I was out, so I didn't get the flyer that Haley made yet. So May 30th, next Tuesday, vacation rentals and short STRs and short-term rentals, class and mastermind. It's not just class, it's input from people who've been involved with it. There are several people outside of KW that are interested in this, get them in for it. June 6th, new home builders panel hosted by Drew Beatty. Drew, what can you tell us about that?
Super excited. We have several different builders within the community coming in. Aller, Bewley Custom Homes, Third Day Built. We even potentially have Trendsetter coming in. Obviously, I'm with Cronkite Homes. So I really think it's a positive thing to get as many agents in front of current construction and future construction. So you guys have the knowledge and the capability to help your clients even beyond what they currently see in the market. So
very cool. Then June 13th, the Mike Dooley class, how to build a $100 million real estate class in 5 years. June 20th, Ask an Attorney with Megan Creason, hosted by Paulina Nabar. And then June 27th, what the heck is ANSI and other appraiser questions? We have 3 appraisers coming in. So June is summer, it's busy season. Some of you click out and go on vacation, but make sure you're here because we try to get specific things to help you run your business and learn what's going on. So there will be a flyer out on this very soon, but we want to make sure and get this to you ahead of time on it too.
Yeah, super exciting.
And so the vacation rental class, we had no clue how much of interest that would be. Because when we only saw 2 people signed up, we thought, well, there's enough other good classes, we'll cancel it. And then you all spoke and said, yes, we want this. And this is not a high level investor class. This is, hey, Mike started by showing a property and accidentally bought one. And so it's beginning level stuff and it's things to think about. It's not a high end, you gotta have thousands of dollars to start. It's a very basic thing.
And June 2nd, talking about investor workshop, we're gonna be putting one of those on at 1 o'clock, June 2nd. I think it's a Friday, if I remember correctly. And we're gonna walk through which of our agents wanna learn about what does investing look like, but then also if you're working with an investor, what does it mean when it talks about cash flow? What does it mean when we talk the 1% rule? All of those terms that a lot of people have questions on, we're gonna be diving deep into those June 2nd.
Yep, and all these things are open to everybody, not just KW people. So invite a friend, bring them in. We'd love to have full houses for all those. Summer opener.
Yes, Pineapple Whip. So Pineapple Whip is coming back. We will have them on the north side parking lot like we did last year. We will have adult mix-ins, so please come here, invite your fellow agents to come with that. There's an RSVP if you'd like to be here, so we know we can tell them how many whips to project. And then we're gonna have what are the little steel drums? Steel away. There you go.
Steel away.
Yep, steel drums.
Yep, so.
You remember last year was very magical.
Yeah, and so he's in a big band I play in and he's gonna bring us steel drums again. And there's a digital sign up and
Oh gosh, and analog.
there's an analog, okay? And make sure we get these pins back. These came from Haley and I
Oh,
will be in
wait, there's
trouble.
more. Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't put her name on it.
Yeah.
If you ever borrowed a pin
So-
from Haley, it has her name on it.
This is a fun day, and if you've not had Pineapple Whip with grown-up mix-ins in it, you don't know what you're missing. It's really good.
So the really cool thing, if I was to sum up what we're about to do in June, we're about to learn a lot. We're about to expand our thinking and growth mindset for our business, but we're also about to have a lot of fun. So please join us for both.
Exactly. Okay, then comes August.
Mega Kim.
All right, fade away. Tell us about Mega Camp.
They will only have 7,000 seats available this year. So they're kind of scaling it back a little bit more. With this Mega Agent Camp, it's like a mini family reunion. So we're gonna listen from Power Pack speakers and general sessions, great networking opportunities. And for the Mastery Client event, even if you're not in MAPS coaching, you can buy a guest pass. Tim Tebow will be there to present and speak to us. So if you haven't been in a mega camp, this is a great little energizer to start getting you ready for Q3, Q4 into next year. And then we'll do family reunion. The importance of these events is that you get to network with other agents outside of our market. So the really cool thing about KW, and I'll say this over and over again, is that there's no such thing as competition, right? Whatever I'm doing in my business, I'm going to share with everybody, because I also know that even if I'm nailing it, it may not be your thing that you enjoy doing, and you're probably not going to do it just the same way I'm going to do. So I'm happy to share. However, at the end of the day, Mike and I could still be going on the same listing appointment. So there still is that little bit of competition factor that you just, it's what it is.
I would win.
And this is why going to Mega Camp and these other big KW events are so important, because when I'm talking to an agent that's practicing in California, we're not competition at all. No, by no means. So there is a little barrier breakdown in there, and they're going to share so much. And so you're going to learn a lot more. And just what we're doing right here in the Midwest, there's other things that are happening on the coast that we have no idea of what's working. How can we take that back here? And that's why KW agents always shake things up, because we go to these events, we learn about these really cool things, we come and do it here, and other agents who don't have the opportunity of national training events are saying, what the heck happened? Why is all these things changing? Amy.
So family reunion, this last time I went was the first time that I was purposeful about going with the intent to develop relationships with other agents, other parts of the country, and other market centers. I have done 3 deals this year so far from referrals incoming from agents that I've met, or somebody in their market center who said, who do you know in Springfield or Branson?
So your cost of going to Mega Camp or family reunion was more than covered by the referrals.
More than covered. And I will also say, if you are a MAPS client, don't miss out hanging out in the MAPS Mastery Lounge and make as many connections there as you possibly can. And I also designed a separate business card, not my regular business card, but it was like an advertising myself to other agents kind of business card. So I listed, you know, my production, my history, what I am good at,
Specialties.
yes, what I would like to attract in my business. And I had a QR code put on the back of it that went to like a link tree that has all of my data on that. And I'm just telling you, if you go with intention and you're purposeful and you have meaningful conversations, you will get business from it.
Absolutely. So QR code's here. It is also on the wall by Shanna's head. Unless Shanna moves, then it will not be by her head. But it's gonna be there for the whole summer. That way you get signed up. It is worth going to. Okay, realtor slides for the week. There's not a lot on here. We're skipping that video, but there's a kind of like we do Red Day. GSBR is doing an event like that this year also. So I think you got that video in your slides last Monday night, Sunday night when I came in. As this is a YPN event, I believe. Forward SGF, this is sort of what's coming up with the city. Is a great way to know, because people ask what's going on in different places. Try and get to all these things. That's why they're here. Secrets to Success. This is the YPN panel. I had it backwards. So this is one coming up June 15th. One of our YPN people will tell more about that as it gets there. This is the one I thought was funny.
Navigating the storm.
The rest of the realtor world
Charge
is
the
just
storm.
now getting this. And we've been teaching it since January, or actually for the last 2 years. So again, we're ahead of things for you. But again, it's a YPN thing. It is great because most of YPN is our KW people. Okay, if you know you're gonna do a fine somewhere during the year, you can go ahead and take the class and get a credit built up. So I just like to point that out. You can-
Valid through the end of the year.
Yeah, so if you know you're gonna screw up somewhere, take this class, get the credit. And the more of us that are serving on GSBOR, the more influence we have. If you want to serve on one of the different boards, that is by June 30th. So again, you get these emails every Friday or Sunday night. We just want to highlight the info stuff here. And we're going to jump to upstairs, take time with Nicole. What you got?
She looks like she's sitting.
And you.
And I'm here. Okay, I'm going to share my screen super quick because there has been an update over the last couple of weeks. So we have changed our entire onboarding system to be fully in Command now as well. So we will soon be getting rid of a very archaic program that we won't be using probably at the end of the year, but that's how we used to onboard you. Now, since everything's integrated into Command, then you have the option to go ahead and update anything that needs to be updated. So right here, I'm showing my home screen for Command. You guys should all know this and see it every single day when you're logging in, building your database, feeding your database, everything that, you know, I know that you're all doing. So the things that I wanted to show is up here in the right-hand corner. So this is where everything lives. So this is where your referrals profile is, your profile, your settings, everything. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about your profile. So when I click on my profile, this then pops up my personal profile, talks about me, has my information, my designations, my contact information. If I go over here to the left-hand side, there's a My KW. This is my system information, my personal information, beneficiary, profit share bank account information, and my sponsor for profit share. You are able to update any of this at any time. So if you do move, which please also let us know when you move, but this lets us know that you did update your address, but it's in your hands now, and we don't really have to do it on our side anymore. Same thing goes with your profit share sponsor or your profit share banking information. You can go ahead and update that or change that at any time too. Mind you, this does not update your deposit. So your direct deposit that you have whenever you get paid, it's not the same. So you do have to let us know that still, but you can update your emergency contact. You can update anything that you need to on your end, and it will basically, it's all in your hands now and you have the power.
So the really cool thing about this is, one, if you moved, now you can update your address for 1099s and you don't have to come bother us about it. If you got a new email, if you got a new phone number, the emergency contact information is really great for us to have on file, and that's a new section that they've added. So that way, if something were to happen, we know who to contact on it. But then your profit share, these are questions that we get asked all the time, and now you can update it and you don't have to worry about it. So it could be 11 o'clock at night when y'all are still working, and you can go through and update it on your to-do list. So now that we have this, you'll see more transitioning over to where it's not as reliant on us having to do it, but you have the opportunity to update it yourself.
And it looks like I can update it from my phone too.
Yep.
So
You're
all that
good.
info, you can do it anywhere. Command is getting where it will run everything from whatever device you're at.
Share again.
Okay. Share screen. We want to share screen 2. Awesome. Okay, thank you, Nicole. Okay, this week's focus, besides all the June calendar, is LORE, which stands for Language of Real Estate. These are the numbers. Why is this important? Because this is how you go get listings, or you become the economic person of choice for all your people. Okay, a lot of you are going to screenshot these things. That is great, but if you want the slides, just email me afterwards. We'll send you the whole slide deck. That way
And
you
what
can
did
see
James
these
Shaw
things.
say our purpose was last week for us as a real estate agent?
Provide perspective.
Thank you. So with these numbers, now interpret it and provide perspective to your clients based on what we see.
So here we go. First off, local market. This is this week's numbers, which I did while sitting on the beach yesterday, actually in my vacation condo. Compared to last week, 10 more homes went under contract in 1 day or less. The rest of the numbers stayed about the same. It's always interesting because the East counties this time got more new listings. Everybody else went down a little bit. So it's just interesting to watch all of our different regions because I think we're like a 200-mile radius. Okay, but more important, this is comparing this to last year. Because this year seems crazy, but still compared to last year. For example, on GSVR, we had 230 new listings this week. Last year, 307. SOMO, 349, 483. There are not as many houses coming on as last year, but they're selling just as fast. And then this one stayed very similar. It went down 2. But I look back, usually this time of year, 1 week will be high, 1 week will be low. But what's interesting to me, there were so many new listings, but they're not there anymore. The buyers are eating them up just as fast as they're coming on. So if you price it well, it's going to be gone.
And we're talking about how there's not a lot of inventory, but this time last year, we had 785. Year before that, we had 581, 2020, 269. So we're gaining inventory, but there's still a huge lack of it too.
Yeah.
Again, it's perspective, but if we look back in 2017, this time, 2,332.
Yeah.
Wild, just absolutely wild.
Yep, you could put a house on the market, you could wait a couple weeks and hopefully get some offers in, and it's still not the same. Okay, we did great compared to a lot of other places. This is our region, and our region is Iowa, Nebraska, Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas.
Yes.
5, so these stats here are Greater Heartland, which is our region. KW Springfield is number 2 in the whole region. Yay, you all. And we on the leadership team side, April was hard. I mean, we were pushing everywhere we could, and apparently you all did too, so it's fantastic. These were awesome. Chris Locke, who I think just jumped on a couple seconds ago online, he was number 8 in the region. So congratulations, Chris. And the Randy team was number 4 in the entire region.
And also, if you look at number 7, the Dooley group, that's Mike Dooley, who will be here presenting. So
Oh.
he's also on their ranking.
How
So,
cool.
again.
All right, so again, you all are doing the right stuff and it's paying off. April key numbers, profit share, we shared back $40,202 to our agents here locally. 10 new agents, which was the second highest of anybody in the Heartland region. The top one was 17, but KW Springfield was second. 383 closed units compared to 479 last year. So again, the numbers that you see here are a little skewed. Most important thing though are our new people. So I always like to name them all. Kristen Jackson, Carrie Tennis, Ginger Turner, Elizabeth Goodman, Kristen Jones, Rebecca Young, Nick Cofield, Madeline Sprong, Ken Reporter, Howard Hayes. Give them a round of applause. We love our new people. And some of them, let's tell what they did.
Yeah, so we have agents at CAP this month. Christina DeAndre, Denise Knight, Paulina Nybar, Stephen and Linda Shelley, Catherine Stanislawski, and Cole Porter, which Kendra, his wife, just joined last month, and then Cole Cap. Agents with their first closing, Jody Ferguson, John Little, Riley Libby, and Rob Steiner. And agents with their first listing this last month was Cassidy Tutorino, Johnny Carroll, Michelle Omar, and Tyrus Townsend. So super exciting to see that.
A lot of people get into real estate and they don't get anything done for 90 days. And our goal is to get you producing or doing or having a contract within 30. So that's our goal all the time. Behold.
Info from Wim.
So Wim brought up some interesting stats last week. I said, will you share these with us? So
Instead of a TED Talk, it's a Wim Talk. It's a Wim Talk.
I'll make it quick. Because beware of the information. I'm
He's
gonna share
providing
with you.
perspective.
So yeah, I talked to Mike last week. We had a team meeting in our office and we were just going through numbers and figures and I like to look at the top-down list. Like some of you, I'm competitive and want to know where I'm at on the list, and I'm not on the first page yet. And that's really annoying to me. So I also compare kind of where I stand in the market. And for Broker Metrics, there's a list of all the agents that produce in Tri-County and all counties.
Tri-County meaning Greene, Christian, Webster. Those are our 3 areas of focus.
So they, those 3 or those 2 forms have kind of a top-down list for our entire market. So it's top-down as pretty much your production by team or individuals. So what was really scary was for Tri-County, this is April's numbers, but for this year alone, there were 295 agents who had produced or bought or sold something.
295.
295.
Out of?
Well, I don't know what the total is.
10%.
2,700.
2,700.
On our board or what?
Well, this is Tri-County, so that might be a little different.
Okay.
So
it's-
all
it's
the
like-
agents that are produced through the MLS. those
Like
three
Jim said,
counties.
it's about 10%.
Right, so a year ago, anybody have an idea how many agents produced in the first 4 months? Brian does.
Well, not Brian, you can't respond. Come on, you were in the meeting.
It's 985. So a year ago, there were almost 1,000 agents who made some money. This year, 300. So there's 700 agents out there who have not made any money the first 4 months of the year. Yeah, that was scary. So for all counties, the number was 741 this year, and last year it was almost 1,900. So for all counties, it was down 61%, and Tri-County was down 70%. So that was just a pretty
Yeah, I
shocking.
thought those were amazing. That's why I wanted to
Yeah.
share those.
Yeah, definitely a different market,
Yeah.
skilled market for sure. I'm done.
And just because some people are not having
Behold,
sales.
Wim.
Behold, yes.
That's profound. I mean,
Yeah.
Really
there's some struggling agents out there.
Right. And what's crazy is I see on Facebook, all these people who are like, it's back to spring market. It's good as normal.
No.
And it's not, but they're not figuring it out yet. And so that's what I love is that we're trying to get everybody prepared so that our agents aren't part of those that aren't producing. So here are the numbers, and you'll see a lot of negatives. Okay, because this is, MOM is this month compared to last April. Year to date is where we are compared to this same date last year. You know, it's the only things that are up, contracts written, and contracts written volume. And that's probably, that is compared to, I think that's just because spring market coming in. But go ahead.
Volume is something that we don't really like to look at because that will fluctuate. So normal trend of sales volume, excuse me, is like a 4%. That's the normal average trend. 2022, we were 12%. And then now we're probably going to be at 7% this year. And so that will fluctuate. What we like to always look at is the unit portion of it. And so whenever we are talking about volume, it's how can we focus that to units? Because if we focus on the units, then the volume will follow on that side of it.
Yep.
So as a market center team, we like to really just zero in on the units portion of it.
Yep. Okay, average sales price went up to 254. So it's staying 240, 250, you know, the last 12 months. You see like last June, it went up to 315, but 250 to 300 is about where we're at. And again, there's $1 million homes, there's $100,000 homes. So this averages, it's like they say, statistics are like bikinis. What they show is interesting, but what they reveal is more important. So.
Yeah, like this. And there it is, y'all.
There's your quote for the day.
Must have learned that one on the beach.
Yeah. Okay, total units, year to date, we're still number one. We're number one, Blue Company's number two. We're about, we're 12.5% on this small 11.6, and then Keller Williams Tri-Lakes 3.9, and then default non-member, which basically means non-MLS, FSBOs, that kind of stuff. 1 out of every 5 homes in the US is done by a Keller Williams agent. And this is showing true here also.
So this last week, man, I don't even know what time it is. We had the SBJ, we were recognized as the Judge's Choice Award. And yeah, I know, it's super exciting, right? Thank you, Bethany. And if you didn't see on Facebook on the internal page, because Don put it up there, Dan had to give a speech. And you know, whenever Dan goes up and grabs a microphone, I'm just
We are
going,
scared.
Lord, please help us. You never know what's gonna come out of that man's mouth. And, but he is just amazing at it all the time, and he always wins the crowd. And what he has said is the same stat to everybody for the room full of everything. And we were the only real estate company being recognized. And he said, you know, last year, 1 out of every 5 homes was sold by a Keller Williams agent. You may not list with us, and you may not buy with us, but you can't avoid us. And so that brought the room into laughter, but it was such a funny way of saying it's true, right? We're gaining market share in this time, and they may not choose to use us as the realtor. And how do we get an opportunity to be at that table to have that?
Yep. So that is units. Here's volume. We are still at number 2, but we're slowly getting there. It's 12.9% to 13.8, I think it says. And then Keller Williams Tri-Lakes. So again, KW is staying strong all the way through here. And we do believe by the end of the year, we'll be the number 1 on volume also in our area. So, wow.
What's that number on the top, Mike?
Producing agents. So
yeah, go ahead.
that, I thought that was how many agents are doing that. That's how many agents did something in this time frame. So 220 on us, 220 on Blue Company, 205 on us. But again, if you're on a team, you don't show up in that.
We ran a transaction through their name on the MLS. The second number is then days on market. So it will show our days on market compared to every other company.
Oh, tell those, that's more important.
So number 1 company was 72 days on market. Our company is 40 days on market. So these are great statistics to take to your sellers to show if you list with me, this is what our brokerage days on market is compared to any other company. So if you don't know your days on market, use the brokerage's days on market.
If you can't brag on me, brag on we. So if you're newer on things, you don't have your own track record, brag on the company. Because we're all going to partner with you and help you. Okay, active listings county by county. Green went up, Christian went up, Stone went up. Webster down, but not much. Same thing on Taney. So the listings are staying there a little bit longer. It's kind of interesting to see that. Okay, then I went city by city. The ones closer to Springfield went up. As you went out, they went down a little bit. But again, nothing remarkable on any of these slides. I like that we track it each month so we kind of know what's going on. This is the interesting one. All of these went up except for the 2 middle ones, and they either stayed the same or went up by 1. I'm sorry, went down by 1. There are more listings now available than last month. Every price range. And then I focused in on Greene and Christian County. And again, almost everything went up except for 200 to 300,000. It only went down 10. So there are more homes available. If you have buyers that are saying, well, there's nothing to choose from, there are more than you think.
And we're still relatively low, so it's still a great time to sell
Yeah,
because there is a lack of inventory, multiple offers depending on your price point of what you're seeing.
absolutely. Okay, so to find your numbers, all of this is in, not the command side, but you go into mikekw.kw.com, under reports, associate, multi-year trends, you can see your history too. So we're gonna stay there for a second, jump into what you were, actually, I'm gonna put this slide up. Market has shifted nationwide. Are you doing everything to get your unfair share? And Rachel has some really cool stuff she wants to share here on that.
Yeah, so when we were at Mega Leadership, Gary, who has his servant productivity leadership, his leadership class that he's now teaching is providing great perspective. And so in part of that leadership course that he was teaching us, it made me go back to shift. And one of the questions he had asked us on stage was, are you a thought leader or an action leader? And it was a really great perspective of, the questions that I'm asking, am I causing thoughts from this person or then am I causing action based on it? And so if we go right to our shift book, page 23, get real, get right, mindset and action. The first part is a quote, decide what your priorities are and how much time you'll spend. If you don't, someone else will. And when we talk about mindset and action, we go through a mental shift and then we go through an action shift. So first, you can't control the market, but you can control your outlook and your response to the market. To survive a shift, you must first make the mental shift to run towards what you most want and avoid the temptation running away from what you fear most. And so as we're thinking about that, that's causing thought, right? So I just heard Mark go, Now, the next thought is we are realizing what we are running away from and how do we go and charge the storm just like a buffalo. The next thought is to get into action. And so what it says on page 26, once you've gotten real, you've got to get right into action and into the right action. For all the necessity of knowing what to do, taking the right action now is just as necessary. Once you know, then it's not more about knowing, it's about doing. The difference between a career worth having and a career worth heaving is the amount of focused action you take every day. Now it's time to move from inspiration to perspiration.
I like that.
Right? So we know what it's going to have to take. We heard it multiple times. We heard it from James Shaw. It's now going to take 100 contacts a day to get to where we want to be, just to get in line with where we were at last year. And as we're thinking about this, it's a great time to get into action, attending training classes, going out, having more contacts, moving forward. Because what I don't want is for you all to be a statistic, just like Wim had mentioned. How do we keep this and the motivation going? So you are the ones making the transactions. You are taking market share. Get into coaching, come talk to one of the leadership. Let's get a business plan. Let's get into Ignite. Let's get into these trainings because it's time to move from now we know we are the conscious competence. We know what we know now. And now it's needing to get moved forward into the business. So think today, how do I move from just thinking about it to getting into action? Let's get the perspiration going.
So this is the audience participation time. We've realized we provide a lot of info here, but this is something we got from leadership camp also. What are your action items? Okay, so you can take all this info and you can file away in your brain, just go off and have your day. Who has something specific they're going to do from what they learned today? Amy.
We're signing up for Mega Camp.
All right. Somebody else. We're gonna end almost every team meeting, almost every training with this slide from here on. So we don't want you to just get the info and just sit there and do nothing. We want to know what you're taking from it and how we can help you.
I was thinking during this discussion that if we're trying to bring in people, I need to reach out to all of the homeowners around the houses that I've just sold where I had multiple offers because obviously their houses are in high demand.
That is great.
Great job.
Anybody online? Somebody. Oh, that was a question.
Nicole. One of the other quotes is you need to double your efforts to grow. That doesn't necessarily mean doubling the time spent. It means doubling the focus and intensity so that you're more efficient and effective during the time spent. So it's kind of like Gary's perfect schedule, where it doesn't mean you have to work from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. If you're only going to work from 9 to 5, 7 to 7, whatever, what are you going to do during that time? Don't add more time because again, it's God, family, then business. The reason why we're here is because of our family or what our goals are. So don't give that time away. Just think, how can I get more intentionalized and focus on the time that I'm spending on my business?
I love it. Okay, your action item for everybody, 20th anniversary party tonight.
It's time to have fun and celebrate, right?
So make sure you're here also next week. Beginning of summer, vacation rental class and mastermind and Brahms breakfast here at 9:15. So we'll start the meeting right at 9:30. Invite friends, invite everybody. Have a great week and we'll see you tonight.
Yes.
workshop.
Upstairs.